Joey Pardo is one of those fighters who doesn't know how to take account and doesn't want to know. He's absorbed one of the heaviest blows, blindness. But he wouldn't stay down even for that. It's not that Joey is overcompensating with bravado. It's just that he cannot tolerate being pitied. So he does all the physical things he did before he lost his sight and keeps pounding away at objectives that would deter most men with 20/20 vision. His name is Joey Pardo. He says he's 54 years old, but his buddies say he's 58. About 30 years ago, Joey found he had trouble reading, problems signing his name. The doctors told him he had retinitis pigmentosa.
And then for about 2 years, it became difficult for me to see street lights, you know, to cross the streets. And what I did then was, like when someone would cross the street, I would stay until someone crossed the street, and then I would follow behind. And in about 2 years, my eyesight gave out altogether.
There still is no cure for the hereditary disease that took Joey's sight away. But Joey has found a cure within himself for the more insidious disease of being a blind man in a sighted world. At first, it seemed like the beginning of a downhill slide for the young father of 4 children. From a good job of selling life insurance, failing eyesight forced him into simple door-to-door selling.
I did make good money at it, but I felt like it was begging. You know, I wasn't selling like pencils or razor blades, you know, I was selling household merchandise. And then one day I got the idea of becoming a masseur because I figured all it would take would be hands.
From that day on, Joey's whole body became his eyes. The way the ears or a sense of touch serve as eyes for others. He went to work at the YMCA.
Now, let me tell you something.
Now he teaches young boys and girls the arts of track and field and basketball.
Don't run him all the way down here.
He repairs the aches and pains of would-be athletes who work out at the Y. He is sending a son through university. In fact, to hear him talk, the only thing Joey doesn't do is to see.
It's like looking at a million raindrops. If it stops raining, then I can see. It's a gray. You ever look at a screen door during the summer, and when it's just got through, you know, raining heavy, and you notice the water on the screen? That's the way it looks to me. Even today, I'm not scared to go into Manhattan or cross streets by myself. You know, I don't have too much fear. It was just that I was worried about making a living for the children.
Pardo has made that living for himself, by himself. Now his only complaint is that others won't believe he has proven himself. He's heard all the unthinking questions, felt the false compassion from people he calls the ignorant ones. They think the darkness of vision turns off the light of ability and ambition as well.
Just like in my first Boston Marathon I ran, I didn't tell them I couldn't see. And to my knowledge at the time, there never was a blind person that ran in any marathon races. And I knew if I would have had them put down blind on my application, the Boston Athletic Association sure would have said, reject this, because they had a right to reject, see. So I went with my friend, Dr. Savino. We had an elastic cord. We walked right up to the line. No one knew that I couldn't see. And as soon as the gun went off, he let go of the elastic cord. I grabbed one end of it, and he had the other end, and we ran that way. You see, it's just that the only thing that gripes me is that they look at you like you're a freak because you can do these things. I do live a very full life because I'm gainfully employed. I'm sending my son through college. I pay taxes. I'm not on welfare. In fact, people on welfare, I'm providing for them. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm glad I'm Joe Pardo. I'm not envious of anyone. I mean, there are some people whom I admire, you know, but I've never met anyone that I wish to be. I mean, I'm happy with myself.
Joey Pardo is a fighter, a boxer. When he was young, he fought in the Golden Gloves tournament. He had 28 bouts, lost only 2.
When I fight a guy who can see, I try to picture in my mind what he looks like, and in fact, most of them here I've boxed dozens of times, so I pretty well know what their patterns are, how they operate. It's someone whom I've not boxed that I'm a little leery of, you know. But normally I can catch him about 2 or 3 rounds. I start to figure out how he moves, if he moves too much to the left, if he doesn't move to the right, or if he moves too much to the right. When he throws a right, he lets it hang a little bit, you know, like when he touches you on the shoulder, just for an instant, he lets it stay there. Well, that's enough for me to come over with my left, you see. And if he starts to push me, well, then crowding me, I give him the jab to keep him away. I'm not an offensive fighter. I can't be. You have to have eyesight to be an offensive fighter, but I do counterpunch. And also, being that I'm sightless, they can't set me up either. Because, you know, when they go to feint, you know how boxers will feint, you know, to throw you out of position. I don't see it, so therefore I can't be out of position. I feel that I just like here, you know, the fellas treat me like I'm one of them, you know. I get into arguments with some of these fellas, you know, over heated discussions. You know, they don't say, well, gee, don't argue with him because he can't see. I have some people come in here, they're supposed to give me a steam room ticket. They try to sneak by me. They don't give a damn if I can see or not. You know what I mean? I kind of admire that. I kind of like that, see, because then I'm on equal footing. When I'm working on my physical fitness program, I feel relaxed. I feel happy in doing it. You know, I don't consider it work, you see. Maybe digging ditches would be hard work, or carrying cement, you know, might be hard work, but what I'm doing is fun, you know, it's not hard work.
Tomorrow, Joey Pardo may be giving rub-downs at the YMCA, or he may be out running in this year's Boston Marathon. It's not a matter of where he is or what he's doing. It's what he is. Joey Pardo has already proven himself.
I certainly, I've known times, from time to time, I meet someone, go to shake hands, I find out that he has a missing hand. I pretend like I didn't notice it, you know. I don't change the expression on my face. I wouldn't want him to think that I look at him differently because he's missing a hand, you know, or someone that's without legs or arms. You know, I don't think about it, see? And I want them to do the same to me.